Hello, my name is Kevin, and this video is about devotional music. Before I begin, I am not a guru, though I am a student of one, and his name is Sri Dharma Acharya. So the things I've been saying in my videos, they're more or less based on the teachings of Sri Dharma Acharya, the Vedic scriptures, and His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. With this subject at hand, regarding devotional music, I've been doing this for quite a while, in the form of, in the work of my other channel, called Leornende, Eald, English, primarily about teaching Old English, but there are songs there, that are dedicated to the gods in Old English and stuff like that. So this video is meant to explain what's the rationale behind devotional music, so you, as the devotee to, let's say, Woden or Thunor or etc., would know the reasoning behind such things. Or for those of you who are not into Anglo-Saxon spirituality, but rather just want to understand what's the rationale. Anyway, devotional music. The thing is, people get into Germanic spirituality, Anglo-Saxon spirituality, and they think in terms of, okay, well, I'm a pagan now, what now, right? Devotional music, it helps the person, the devotee in question, with their personal relationship with their chosen personality or focus. Now, when I say personality, I'm talking about a demigod here. I'm talking about a deity here. Well, by extension, or an ancestor, or what have you, or depending on the nature of the person, a nature spirit or what have you. The thing is, with devotional music, the idea behind it is to cultivate a personal relationship with the deity in question, to increase devotion, to strengthen that devotion, and it's to develop a sense of closeness, because the thing is, again, I have to say again that a deity is what? A deity is a metaphysical personality. And I did a video on what is a deity in the card you can see up there, where you can check out that video. And I go into great detail of what is a deity. And so with devotional music, it allows us to abandon ego. It helps us to abandon ego, cultivate humility, and cultivate good qualities and whatnot. And performing music before a likeness of the deity, whether it's made of wood or stone or what have you, that of itself helps us to cultivate that devotion and whatnot. And because the thing is, the divine is everywhere, but our minds are not. So we have to use every tool we can, not only just, in the form of, visual things, but also as well as, with our sense of hearing, right? So music comes into that. And as well as deepening devotion in terms of putting that extra effort into making a song or crafting a tune or practicing your guitar or your instrument. You're not doing this for yourself, but you're doing it as a service and devotion of that deity, right? That of itself is a form of worship, it's a form of devotional service to that demigod, if you will. Another thing I want to read here is that the music in question should be beautiful in nature, should be pleasing to the ear, because the way to look at this is almost like a love song. If you really like someone, what do you do? What do you give them? Do you give them a harsh metal song or something very pleasing to the ears? No, because again, the relationship is that between of a mother and a daughter, a father and a son, a teacher and a student. It's that kind of relationship. To quote the Rigaveda again, it's Mandala 1, hymn 1, 9th verse. Be to us easy of approach, even as a father to his son. Agni, be with us for our weal. So there you have it from the Vedic scriptures and whatnot. With devotional music, it brings peace to us. It helps us to cultivate. It helps us to cultivate peaceful thoughts, And so when you're making devotional music, it should be uplifting. It should have like thoughtful epithets. So what does this mean? So when you're singing about a deity, it's like, oh, you are the one who does X. All right. You're praising the deity for what the deity does and whatnot, like something very specific and whatnot. So that shows how well you know the deity, right? So it's always good to use thoughtful epithets or descriptions. What I said before, you are the one who does X, or thoughtful epithets. They're also in the form of like, how can I word this? Like they're names, but like, I don't know. Bright one would be an example. Oh, bright one, so that would be an example. That is it for devotional music, really. I mean, it like, this video is not really meant to be that long. Like, devotional music is just one of many tools for us as devotees to, let's say, pick a deity, Woden, Thunor, or what have you, to give our devotion. I mean, because again, a lot of people get into Anglo-Saxon spirituality, by extension Germanic spirituality. They get into it and think, okay, well, what do I do now? Well, for those who are music oriented, this is what can be done. So devotional music is a great thing to have, because it makes the culture of devotion more alive, and as a tip for getting started and to think of like the gods as actual persons, not in a human way, but rather as deities, right? Here's a tip. I'm going to say this. The richest person on earth is Earth herself. I'll repeat that again. The richest person on earth is Earth herself. Let that sit in your mind, and hopefully that'll help really begin to understand that these deities are persons. If we as human beings have personalities, why would a deity be less than a personality, right? So that is more or less it. So yes, I do have a video on what is a god. Check in the card up there. And I also did another video on images and worship. Hope you can see it there in the card as well up there, or I'll put the links of these videos down below as well. So that is more or less it. Let's look at my notes here. Actually, now there's a bit more actually. So again, just to reiterate, effect of devotional music: to abandon ego, cultivate humility, compassion, patience, and other good qualities. And when you're worshiping a deity, it should be in the out of sincerity for that deity, and not because you want something in return. I mean, there are benefits, but ideally you want to do it for the sincerity of the deity, for the sake of the deity. Of course, with the nature of music, music can be shared with other people and whatnot. And imagine this, a group of people, before let's say a statue of like Woden or pick a deity, and they're all singing together, praising the deity in question. I think that'd be very beautiful of itself. And the main intent, of this is to give love, love, right? So it's, and if you want to see this stuff in action, so to speak, in the Vedic context, look up bhajans, look up kirtan, look up Vedic devotional songs and whatnot, and can give you an idea it'll give you an idea of like what I'm trying to articulate here, right? So yeah, so conclusion, devotional music helps to demonstrate the context between devotee and deity. Devotional music helps to maintain a loving relationship with the devotee and deity. Devotional music helps to abandon ego and cultivate good qualities. Devotional music can take many forms. What I mean by many forms here is like, most genres of music, okay? Because I don't think you can have like, pleasing metal music or something, no. Like the idea is to please the deity in question, putting that extra effort and whatnot out of love to please the deity in question. So it has to be in a pleasing way and whatnot, and that can take in many forms, So, and that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe to this channel. All right, take care now. Bye-bye.